Hello, Dr. Yuskov. My name is Sindhu. First of all, thank you very much for this opportunity and for all your lectures. And now with me, I have my teammates Vijay, Udumula, and Komali Ulla. And now our course project title is CRM, Customer Relationship Management. Today, we are going to present software engineering models that we have designed for CRM system. So let's start. These are a table of contents that we are going to discuss in our presentation. And now, so what is CRM? Before we dive directly into the software engineering models, we want to give a brief about CRM. CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. When our team was discussing about CRM, the first question that comes into the mind is, what is the use of the tool and how does this tool function and to whom it will be beneficial? After some research on the system, we understood that CRM will maintain a strong relationship between companies and customers. The main goal of the system is to keep a customer happy and satisfied. Previously, CRM is used to be just about sales, but now, with the advancement of the tool, it's also about marketing services, commerce, and IT. CRM centralizes all customers' information and company data at one place, so that it makes teams easier to handle the data at the same time to get the right information, which makes the delivery easy. And now let's discuss about the process of CRM. These are the fundamentals of any CRM tool. And now these are the 6 steps in this process. In the first step, we have pre-sales. Here, companies try to advertise their products using different sources. Through this, they try to understand the leads. Here, the leads word refers to the person who shows interest at the pre-sales level. In the next step, we have clients who have already purchased our products and at the initial contract phase. In the third level, we have accounts. Company create account in the system for the clients for sales of monitoring. At the assessment level, we have observed the data of the customer and try to analyze the behavior patterns using the data that we have collected. In the communication and support levels, the major goals of these levels is to maintain the customer communication and to solve their cases. Here, we are talking about the cases that they have raised in our system. The cases refer to the word, a problem that was raised while using the system. And now a team is supposed to solve these at these levels. And now let's discuss about the market size and trends. Currently, the market value in 2024 is at $78.61, and it is expected to be at $215.72 billion by 2032. This is a significant increase in the graph throughout these years. And now let's discuss about the project scope and objectives. The main goal of our project is to keep a strong relationship between customer and companies. For that, we shouldn't just focus on sales growth, but also customer care, data analysis, and project management. This is our main scope. And at the same time, we also want to maintain our project objectives by comprehend customer requirements, enhance operational effectiveness, boost customer loyalty, drive increased sales. And now let's discuss about the top 10 CRM systems in the US. So after some analysis, we understood that these are the top 10 systems that have been using in the US. Some are Zendesk, Freshwork Customer Service Suite, Salesforce Service Cloud, Capsule CRM, etc. And now we analyzed each system class objects and their functions. After analyzing each system class objects and functions, we understood that these are the common class objects in all the systems, such as developers, databases, organization development teams, resources, and customers. So from these, we try to create a new proposed class objects, such as competitors, attorneys, stakeholders, and regulatory bodies. And now we have created a new table called frequency table from these common class objects and new proposed class objects to identify the usage in top 10 CRM websites. And now similarly, we have done the same thing for the common functions and new proposed functions. We observe these common functions from all those 10 systems functions. And now the common functions that used in all the systems are to sign up, to log in, to log out, and to view tasks, and etc. And again, we have proposed new functions such as to assign tasks to data import, export, to manage documents. And now we have created a frequency table for the common functions as well to understand the usage in the top 10 CRM websites. And now let's discuss about agile methodology. So out of all the software development models, why did we go for the agile methodology? In our system, we need to keep updating the clients and there will be changing requirements. For this type of system, it is important to consider a model that has both iterative and incremental approaches. So agile is suitable for that. Besides that, this approach is also suitable for mid-sized companies. And now my teammate Komali Olla will be presenting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sindhu. Greetings, Dr. Usko. I would like to give a detailed explanation on the diagrams that we have developed for our project. First one is use case diagram. So, use case diagram depicts the functionality of a system from the user's perspective, showcasing the various functionalities of the system as well as the actors involved in these interactions. Actors are represented by stick figures on either side of the screen, while use cases are depicted as ovals, which are presented at the middle of the screen. Relationship between actors and use cases are shown through lines indicating which are actions are involved in each use case. This was the use case diagram that we have developed, and this was the graphical user interface of the use case diagram that we have developed. This was developed using UMLet tool. And coming to second one, it's activity diagram, where it visually represents the sequence of activities, actions, and decision points involved in achieving a specific task. In a task, in an activity diagram, actions are depicted as rectangles and transition between actions are represented by arrows indicating the flow of control. Decision points represented as diamonds indicate where the flow of control may diverge based on the condition. And this was the activity diagram that we have developed. And coming to third one, it's swim lane. So swim lane, it consists of a vertical line within a diagram where related activities are grouped together. Swim lanes are often represented by lines that divide diagram into sections, with each section corresponding to a developer database, a database manager, organizational development teams, and so on. Here, workflows involving in multiple participants or functional areas are shown here, allowing for a clear visualization of responsibilities and interactions. Coming to the fourth one, it's a class object diagram, where class object diagram describes the structure of a system by showing the system classes, attributes, and methods, where classes are represented by rectangle, where each class name is presented at the top and its attributes and methods are listed below. Attributes, which means they are the properties of an object, while methods are represents the functions that objects can perform. This was the graphical user interface of the class object diagram. This was developed using IBM Rush. And this was the detailed class object diagram. Coming to the fifth one, it's context data flow diagram. So context data flow diagram, where system interactions by illustrating the flow of data between the system and entities. Entities such as users are represented by rectangles, while entire system is typically encapsulated within a single process symbol. It is represented by movement of data between the entities and the system. They're represented by arrows indicating the direction of data flow, and typically they have legends describing the data being transmitted. This was the context data flow diagram that we have developed. This was the graphical user interface of the context data flow diagram. This was developed using SmartDraw. And coming to the legends of context data flow diagram, these are the legends where each legend represents the functionality of class object. Coming to the sixth one, it's Level 0 data flow diagram, where it shows the interaction between the systems and entities with a detailing internal processing. So each class object is represented as rectangle and arrows indicating the data flow in between them. So the data stores are there at the bottom of this, where each data store emphasizes on the external interactions and internal data storage and the processing that are abstracted over there. This was the graphical user interface for the data flow diagram, and this was the detailed explanation of data flow diagram. Coming to the legends of data flow diagram, where they're representing the functionality of each class object. Coming to the seventh one, it's state transition diagram. It represents the states that an object or the system can undergo and the transition between these states. The diagram consists of the states represented as nodes and transition represented as arrows, showing how the system moves from one state to another in response to event or condition. Each state represents a condition or a mode in which system exists, while transition depicts the action or event that trigger a state changes. This was the graphical user interface of the state transition diagram. This was developed using Microsoft Visio. So, and this was the detailed explanation of state transition diagram. Further continuation will be continued by Vijay. Thank you.
Thank you, Komli. Greetings, Dr. Yusko. My name is Vijay Gudbala, and I would like to continue the presentation of CRM, that is Customer Relationship Management System, that is designed as a part of our course project. Uh, Coming to the architectural diagram of CRM, in order to design the system, we have chosen layered architectural model. The architectural model design enables the creation of flexible programming framework. In this system is divided into different layers based on the chosen things like modularity, scalability, reusability, security, and these are the features we have selected, and each is responsible for specific functionalities. And we have coming to the next slide, we have used Microsoft Visio for designing the software diagram. And coming to the next, it's a hierarchical design model. And this model is used so that we can see the subsystems we have used in this diagram. We have identified 5 different subsystems based on the architectural diagram, followed by the components for each subsystem. And then we have identified the list of details for each subsystem so that we can clearly have the details of each and every subsystem. And we have used Microsoft Visio as a part to design this software diagram. And coming to the next slide, it's a user interface hierarchical functional model of CRM. And this is a layered breakdown of functions. Functional components are designed into lower level components to provide layer framework for deriving behavior. We have used Microsoft Visio to design this software diagram. And coming to next, it's UI hierarchical attributes and components model of CRM, which allows us to design the system based on the input types like text boxes, buttons, etc. So this we can go ahead and design the attributes like we can take like background color, background size, like button size, font color, padding details, etc. And this is the graphical user interface where we have used Visio to draw the software diagram. And the next diagram is the project estimation with the lines of code. We have estimated the project with the lines of code. We analyze system. It's equally to analyze the system. It's equally important to develop system and to get the estimates of the project cost. So the cost can be estimated based on the lines of code that is available in the system. So the LOC can be written using different programming languages like Python, C, Java, PHP, MySQL, JavaScript, and there are many languages. And based on these, we can estimate the lines of codes. In total, our CRM contains 423,600 lines of code, and the total estimated cost is 4 million 24 million. and estimated project effort is 529 person months, which can be divided by 12 to get the person years. And coming to next is functional points based project estimation. And in this, we estimate the cost of the project using functional points. The table contains multiple system functions and the total number of functional points likely to be there in our system. And it's somewhere total around 2,900 functions. And we have the formula to find the total number of estimated functional points. And in this, we got the cost of the around 3.3 million, which is around 3.5 million, sorry. And it estimated project effort is 446 person months. And coming to the next one, we have the system requirements include software and our hardware requirements. We recommend Windows 7 or higher. Database used is MySQL and the processor we used is dual core processor with 1.8 gigahertz clock frequency and so on. These are the minimum requirements so that this system can be run on the client side systems or individual systems. And coming to next is the conclusion. The purpose of CRM system is very much doable and it is supposed to work. However, before designing the system, it is important to design the software engineering diagrams, such as case diagrams like use case, data flow diagrams, state transition diagrams, and etc. And a CRM is essential for modern business, improving customer relationships, so that boosting sales and providing valuable data insights so that we can predict the future outcomes. Development cost may vary, but investment always pays off with increased customer satisfaction and complete advantage. So we conclude this here and thank you so much for the opportunity.